everybody. Welcome to our very first episode of the NoYBC cast. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. Just
What?
fill the time. It'll be fine. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna use the bathroom if I get like a water or something. It'll be good.
You're gonna use the bathroom and then get more water? Hey everyone. Hi. How's it going? How are you? My name's Teresa, as you probably know. Let's talk about whales. Do you want to hear some fun facts about whales? Lots of good whales out there. Killer whales? Here's a fact about killer whales. Orcas, one might say. Killer whales are highly social and often travel in groups that are matrifocal, a family unit focused or centered on the mother. These fun facts are from the NOAA Fisheries website. Beluga whales have flexible necks, allowing them to move their heads.
All right. This is the very first episode of our podcast, the NoYBC cast. My name is Kyle Wall.
I have already introduced myself because I've been here. I've been talking. You missed my whale facts.
That's fine. It's fine. Well, we can talk about those after.
Is it?
Yeah, we can talk about those after.
I don't. Okay. Let's just keep going.
So the premise of this show is Teresa and I talk an awful lot, and we often have to solve other people's issues and just kind of we're the moral authority on most things, I would say.
Questionably so, but yes, correct.
I personally think we are infallible in everything we say.
That's an opinion.
Our friends tend to agree. So, I figured we talk a lot, let's monetize that.
Right. That's the question I'm always asking. How can I profit from this conversation?
That's the question we're all asking in this capitalist America we're in today. But we asked some people, we posted on the internet, hey, send us things, send us questions, send us debates, send us anything you need answered, and we're going to answer it.
Give some advice.
Again, we are the moral authority on most, if not all things.
Correct. We are going to start with a question from my friend Eve, one of my favorite humans, quality person. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Dear Beescast, I'm normally happy to give my friends relationship advice, but it gets tricky around this time of year. With Valentine's Day around the corner, the number of hours of free relationship therapy I am called to give skyrockets. How do I tell my lovely friends that I just don't have the time to listen to them cry over the guy that they liked 2 years ago because I have a life too? Also, why do so many people come to me as a relationship expert when I have never even been in a relationship myself? Advice would be much appreciated. No, I don't like apples. Eve.
So as the question states, we did ask for these quite a while ago.
It is currently March 25th.
So we're a little late, but I'm assuming.
I mean, just a little.
Yeah, just like, it's fine. I'm sure this issue is still ongoing. I feel like this is a very...
Of course. This is... Time is irrelevant. Time is meaningless. Time is nothing.
So, I think the easiest solution is to just start giving really bad advice. Like, someone comes to you and says, hey, I like this guy 2 years ago. What do I do? And
right.
So, like, in that situation, I would give the advice, go to their house and tell them that really late at night. because that's like a grand romantic gesture. That actually might be good advice.
Which, well, yeah. I think you might just be too good at this. Kyle, I need you to channel your inner, like, who's somebody that would be bad at giving relationship advice? Like a fourth grader?
I
Feel
don't.
like,
Fourth grade relationships were simple, man. Like, if you held hands
okay,
at
that's fair.
recess, that's like
That's
you're
okay.
set.
I'm gonna hit you with
Just drop my phone.
I'm gonna hit you with a scenario in which I might ask for advice. You're gonna give me the worst advice possible.
Okay. Let me get
Okay?
let me get into like a bad advice headspace.
Yeah, bad place. Bad place.
Okay. I'm good.
All right. So I'm imagine it's like the week before Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Feelings are heightened, right? And
Feeling-
things are tense.
Okay.
I call you. It's like, I don't know, 10 p.m. Not too late, but like it's dark outside.
Strange to be calling someone. Like strange to be calling someone hours.
Exactly. I call my good friend Kyle, and I'm like, Kyle, there's this guy. I feel like I like him. I don't know if he likes me. It's Valentine's Day. I feel like this guy, he's a pretty popular dude. Do I need to shoot my shot? What do I do? Feel like I'm running out of time.
So, I would say, in this situation, I would say my good friend Teresa, who is currently calling me at 10 p.m. On February 7th, I would say you should hang up this phone right now and call him and tell him immediately. And then immediately post about it on all your social medias. So you call him, and before he even gets the chance to respond, you hang up. So it's ambiguous. And then you kind of like force him into a tough situation because, now you've posted about it everywhere. So now you've kind of forced his hand, and now I think you have a date for Valentine's Day.
Okay, perfect. So, bad advice.
I don't. That might be good advice again, though. I think I'm too.
No.
I'm too good at advice.
Kyle,
I think.
No?
I think
No.
I think I'm too good at advice.
What happened in that situation is everything would be awkward and bad, and I'd a couple weeks later would be like, can't believe Kyle gave me that advice, and then I would never ask you for advice again.
I disagree. I think you would come to me and say, Kyle, that worked like a charm. Now we're getting married.
Give me a situation. Give me a situation in where that string of events could possibly play out.
Our world, 2020. You'll come to me the day after Valentine's Day, say, Kyle, I know it's moving fast, but he proposed, and I want you to plan the wedding now.
Okay, so like, if you were gonna, what are your like top 5 wedding planning tips?
All right, so weddings are all about spectacle. So, I think you don't just get a live band; you get like a rock band that is very loud. Maybe even a metal band. A Slipknot's probably not doing anything these days. I don't keep up with Slipknot.
I don't think I've ever heard a Slipknot song.
My dad listens to Slipknot. That's all I know. So like, Slipknot's not doing anything. Get them, call them up, say, hey, Mr. Knot, can you come please play at my wedding with your funny little band?
Can I call you Slip?
Level with me, Slippy. Can you play at my band? Play at my wedding. But okay, so that's tip 1. Get Slipknot to play your wedding.
Great.
Tip 2. So flowers, that's last year. Flowers are done. It's all about cacti now. I think
Yeah.
coating the table, not just like a centerpiece, make the tables like out of cacti so it's uncomfortable to sit. Because then everyone's dancing the whole time.
You know how like cacti, you know how cacti are full of water?
Yeah.
What if like that's the bar?
It's the
Like
only
all of
drink.
the drinks are served out of cacti.
They like cut open a cactus and like fill it
Or,
with.
or, it's really tiny, like tiny cacti, and those are the glasses. Like everybody has their own individual cacti to drink out of.
I think, well, yeah, because then you're encouraging not drinking because, oh man, you want to drink, you gotta hurt your hand, and you can sell gloves.
Straws.
You still have to pick it out. You gotta set it on the table and just go.
Yes, exactly.
I think coating the chairs with tiny cacti would make it people wouldn't want
Then
to
you
sit.
have to dance.
Yeah, and then it's all about the dancing. I feel like it gets
Okay,
people moving,
okay.
gets people into it.
I vibe with that.
I think that's a winner personally. I don't know what tip we're on anymore. I've immediately lost count. So number 5, my 5th tip would probably be don't waste money at like a hotel or like I would say do it in like your parents' basement because then it's like all right. So picture this. Let me paint you a picture. You have Mr. Slip and his silly little band playing in the corner. They're playing.
I can hear it now.
They're playing their little tunes. Everyone is dancing because there is no other choice. Probably take phones at the door, at your parents' door.
Yeah.
Listen, it's like those signs you always see at pretentious coffee shops where it's like, there's no Wi-Fi, talk to each other like it's 1999.
Exactly.
But also probably because you wouldn't get any cell service in your parents' basement.
Because you're in a basement. Yeah.
But then you're not, because then all the money is probably going to go to Mr. Slip and his funny little knot band.
Right. If you're
so you
not
gotta,
spending money on anything else.
and that many cacti is probably going to be pricey because you can't return those. You can't return a cactus. So
Can you rent a cactus?
cactus rental service. Yeah, but people are going to be like sitting on them at least for a little bit, like because you're not going to tell people about the cactus seats. You can't return a
They're
sat-on
like
cacti.
disguised?
Well,
Cacti in disguise?
Do you look at a chair when you sit down on it?
Do you not?
I just sit blindly and let God do the rest. So I think, yeah, holding it. So after all the cactus expenses and Mr. Slip's expenses, I think you're going to want to cut corners anywhere you can. Your mom would be happy to cater, I'm sure, make some like PB&Js.
Love a PB&J.
So, probably get a cake from like a local bakery, maybe. I think if you were to hold it in your parents' basement, I think that would resolve most problems that occur with weddings.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That limited number of people you can invite?
No, I think you pack the basement.
How many people do you think could fit in your parents' basement, Kyle?
Well, like if we were to clean it out, we have a lot of stuff down there because it's like a basement and it's not like a finished basement. So I'm also not picturing a finished basement. I'm picturing cinder blocks as the walls and the floor.
Cold, slightly damp.
We have 2 windows that are like 6 feet up, so you can't even really look at them. So there's very little natural lighting. So I'm thinking, like, are you saying comfortably or like if these people like if
You said pack the basement.
so like if we were packing like sardines, I think I could fit probably like if they're all standing up. If I'm not stacking them like laying down, I think if they're all standing up, probably like 100 people, 150 maybe. Comfortably, probably 50.
Plus all of the cactus chairs.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, well, we'd have to remove the furniture at some point to fit all these 150 people in.
Wait. 150?
Yeah, I think like 100 to 150. Like a max is 150.
Okay.
Because there's some space under the stairs.
Do you think you can fit 50 people under your stairs?
I don't know. Probably. If they're all like packed tight. You've never seen you don't know how big my stairs are.
Okay, I'm thinking about Harry Potter. I'm thinking about the first chapter of that book, in which they like very, very thoroughly describe the under the stairs part. There's not a lot of room down there. There's like enough room for a small child. I think he had a mattress. I feel like he had like a small bed.
Yeah.
And like some socks.
Yeah. Um, I would just like to point out we have gotten wildly off topic from our initial question at hand here.
Should we
Um,
move on to another question? I feel
well,
like we've answered this one thoroughly.
I think final words to Eve. I think just lean into it. Give the good advice I've been giving so far, because I've been giving nothing but great advice so far. I think if you lean into
That's all you
that,
ever do.
yeah, I think if you lean into that, eventually they'll get married, and then you won't have to worry about it anymore.
Just marry off all your friends, and then you'll never have to give relationship advice again.
Yeah, because then you can be like, well, I'm not a marriage counselor. I'm only a dating counselor, and then you're set.
Right.
Right.
You're just doing what you're qualified to do.
So I'd like to move on to our next question.
Go for it.
So I'm not going to read their username because I realize that's probably unethical. But this person sent to you on Instagram, what is better, homeschool or public school? See, I have only ever been public school K through 12, the way the Lord intended. And you...
I have only ever been homeschooled K through 12. Not gonna make a judgment on it quite yet. I want to hear some takes.
So I have very limited knowledge on homeschooling. I know Doug's friend from the hit Cartoon Network / Disney show Doug.
Mm-hmm.
In the Disney reboot, she is homeschooled, and
Good to know.
that, and also when I played baseball in 3rd grade, we had a pair of homeschooled twins who were very strange and only talked to each other. And that is the extent of my homeschool knowledge. I thought that your parents were your teachers and you just had to do, like, they would be like, okay, all right, get up at 7, time to do gym. Don't forget to take a recess after lunch. You go out, play outside. And they teach you math, science. Like, I thought they did all the normal teacher stuff.
Uh-huh.
Only recently have you, Teresa Holmes, told me that there's these things called homeschool co-ops.
Right.
Which I did not know existed.
Right.
And I would like to throw out there that they sound vaguely like a really lame cult. Can you please explain?
Oh, okay. Like a really lame cult? I'll take like a cult, but like a really lame cult?
Well, you're not like a cool cult, like sacrificing things or like praying to like a deity. Like, it's just like, cool, here's a classical education.
I mean, I don't understand what part of classical education you think is not cool and entirely thrilling at any given moment. Do you want to know, you brought up Doug's friend from Doug.
Patty Mayonnaise, I believe, was her name.
That's a good name.
Yeah. She was homeschooled in the Disney version, if memory serves, and the only memory I have is watching it on a VHS tape in 2004.
Do you know who else was homeschooled?
Who?
George Washington, President of the United States.
I'd like to hear your stance on homeschool versus public school.
Do you want to hear my serious opinions?
I'm only giving serious opinions, so don't know why you'd even ask that personally.
Okay, hey friends. We're friends. We're friends. Not you, Kyle Wall, the audience.
AKA probably just our music teacher, Ms. Marchione, and no one else.
We're gonna cut that out. I don't know why I started with hey friends.
I'm leaving it in. I'm the one editing. I have power here.
Hey, you know who else was homeschooled?
Ms. Marchione, our music teacher.
Abigail Marchione, our music teacher.
I don't think that's helping your case of homeschool being superior to... Because then she went to public school.
Yeah, but has she ever... Well, okay, no, you know what? I'm going to stop talking.
You realize that this is not helping your case. So, all right, please explain to me.
Well, I haven't even stated my opinion yet. You don't know if I'm pro homeschool. I'm neutral.
Did you say
I am neutral.
I don't know if you're homeschooled?
No. I said you don't know if I'm pro homeschool. You don't know, Kyle. I haven't
I
stated
think.
my opinion yet.
Can you state
I'm
your
not.
opinion?
I'm
You're
not.
okay.
Here's my opinion. I am neutral, I think. Here's the thing. I liked being homeschooled for the most part.
Okay.
However, I think it is a weird concept. However, here the only reason that I enjoyed being homeschooled is because I spent like very little time at home, as we have previously established.
Okay. So, can you say what a homeschool co-op is? Because I had no idea what that was
Yes,
until very
let's talk
recently.
about homeschool co-ops. Here's how I would define a homeschool co-op. Any type of organization in which you have multiple like homeschool students meeting up and doing school together. I feel like the like structure of these can vary widely from like, hey, here's like three families meeting up on like a Tuesday morning and reading some books together, to like what I have done, which is essentially just like small schools, but only 2 days a week. Let me explain my personal experience with the homeschool co-op. Let me paint you a picture.
Okay.
So when I was little, well, not when I was little, starting in kindergarten through 10th grade, we met every Tuesday from like 9 a.m. to 2:30 or something. And there were like, I think there were like 125 kids in like the high school, upper school, and probably a few more than that in the elementary school. So like a sizable amount. And we like have classes all day, taught by mostly the moms and occasional dad of the kids in the co-op, and like every now and then they'd hire like a Spanish teacher or something. And then from 7th grade until now, I've gone to another place that is kind of the same deal, but a lot smaller, and we meet twice a week.
So, to me, the way you describe this just kind of sounds like a very laid-back public school, where
I
it's
mean,
you and
yeah,
a bunch of other homeschool kids meeting up and being in the same room
right,
being taught.
right, which is why I feel like that works. I feel like homeschooling works when you do it like school.
So, it's basically just a private school run by moms. It is basically what our boy and the occasional dad and Spanish
An
teacher.
occasional dad and Spanish teacher. I think homeschooling is a weird concept because I'm a fan of the universal everybody learns the same thing and doesn't have to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a very like elitist privileged thing to do.
Yeah.
So like I think it's really helpful for a lot of kids who don't benefit from the public school system, because also the public school system is like kind of trash.
I feel like we've gotten very different educations.
Oh yeah.
You have listed classes, like a rhetoric class.
Yeah.
Nope, never had one of those.
Right.
Uh,
Right. Like I took, do you ever take logic?
no.
Yeah, I took informal and formal logic in middle school, and
Yeah.
I refer to it all the time.
Yeah. So I feel like it makes a lot more sense now in this digital era we are living in the year of our Luigi 2020, because it's like
Bless him.
you were taking like a Latin class, or yeah, right? Right before
Yeah,
this?
I just came from doing some Latin homework.
Yeah, so like
We vibe with that.
cool. My school doesn't offer Latin at all. It's a dead language, but it's still like cool.
Yeah, it helps you learn, like, it's good for your brain.
So I think the conclusion we've come to, faithful Instagram
Here's
user.
the I mean, let me interject.
Okay.
We've talked about the heavy side of homeschooling,
Okay.
right? Let's talk about the real pros and cons. The real pros and cons, Kyle.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. On average, how many hours a week between the ages of like 7 and 10?
Yes.
How many hours a week do you think you spent in your mom's car listening to audiobooks and eating snacks?
I don't think I heard an audiobook until Audible came around and made them like free for people.
Well, okay, point me.
Disagree.
One time I did I wasn't in this class, but all of my friends were in a biology class while I was in a chemistry class. And for their like final bio project, they had to make a model of a cell in Minecraft.
You've told me about this.
Did I?
Yeah, because I remember I told a very different story where my friends somehow were able to convince a teacher to let them do, in 6th grade, we had to make a video or like build something and show it off to the class. And they were able to convince the teacher, hey, can we build a big Minecraft house? And he said yes.
Here's what I think we've established. All of the current school systems
Would benefit from Minecraft.
are bad.
I think your conclusion's wrong. I think Minecraft schools are the way to go.
Should everybody just go to Minecraft school?
Yeah, everyone's in quarantine right now. And I think
Right.
instead of using Zoom or Google Meeting or anything else, I think just
Minecraft.
load up some Minecraft. Your teacher gets in front of the
Okay.
class.
Okay.
I think.
I could get on board with that.
Listen. I don't think there's a single downside to Minecraft school. I will be pitching it to the Secretary of Education soon after this quarantine ends. I think that'll be. I'll be safe to leave the house again. Because I have probably the worst immune system out of anyone I've ever met.
I would believe that based on what I know about you and how you live your life. I would believe that.
I met you in December, and I think I've been sick 5 different times since then.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I don't think that is the healthy amount of times of sick, but I do not know, as I only have myself to gauge.
In summary and summation, all current forms of schooling are probably bad.
Minecraft school is the way of the future, I think, is what...
And Kyle will be opening his Minecraft Academy, coming to you fall 2020.
Very prestigious. I have not applied to any colleges, and I have now found my sole purpose. It is because I need to be teaching Minecraft school.
Do you need a teaching certificate to teach Minecraft school?
Who's going to stop me? Who's going to come to my house and say, hey, stop educating kids? No one. I'm a good Samaritan. I'm providing a free education. I'm like Mark
He's just
Rober.
providing free services out here,
Listen,
ladies and gentlemen.
If people can make educational YouTube videos and be fine, I can make educational Minecraft videos and be fine.
Okay, so they're going to be like educational videos. This is not like kids coming to like a building.
Well, there will also be kids coming to my Minecraft home, and it is $100 an hour. It is it's a premium service because I am providing a premium experience.
Okay.
But I'm going to get some teachers on board, I think. They will not be paid.
Right.
Because someone's got to keep the Minecraft lights on. And all that money's got to come to me. So let's move on to the next question.
Okay. Next question from the one and only Eve Stewart. Eve is really holding up the whole podcast here.
Yeah, really.
I think my cat is a demon. Please help.
I believe she has listed some symptoms of
She has. She's listed some qualities, some reasons why she suspects this. So I asked which one because she has several cats. I'm fans of all of them. but this is specifically in regards to her cat Violet. This is the evidence that Eve has presented. She has a satanic whine, extreme strength, insatiable hunger, tendency to bully, flying, question mark?
Easiest answer, I think, right off the bat.
Do you know any demons?
I have watched a lot of Ghost Adventures with Zach Bagans.
Okay.
And as well as the Cartoon Network ghost hunting show, The Othersiders.
Right.
So I think I'm basically an expert. If I'm not mistaken, you've watched quite a bit.
I have watched a lot of... First of all, I've watched a lot of BuzzFeed Unsolved lately, so I feel like it's fresh in my mind. I also watched a lot of Paranormal Activity television shows on the Discovery Channel as a small child.
Okay.
I probably should not have been watching that as like a first grader.
Yes.
But I did. So yeah, I feel like we both have just like a vast expanse of knowledge.
We're both basically experts.
Exactly.
So
based on this information, what do you think?
So before you do anything drastic with the cat, I think you got to put it through its paces. Can you monetize the demon cat? If you can get it on video flying, maybe take it to a park, like on a cat leash, and get it to fly, and then be like, oh my, I got a flying cat. Someone call the media. Or maybe you can call the media yourself and say, I've got a flying cat over here. Please come, please come send your best reporters.
Right.
I was gonna like name a famous reporter. Send
Katie Couric.
No idea who that is. I don't.
She was on Sesame Street.
Send Steve Harvey. send Al Roker. I know he's the weather guy, but send Al Roker.
If the cat's flying, it's in the sky. It is therefore weather.
That's his domain. Anything off the ground is Al Roker. That's Roker's domain.
Skyman.
so Mr. Roker arrives. You're finishing up cleaning up Mr. Slip's wacky performance in your parents' basement, and your cat starts flying. It's the same day. We're in the same continuity as the.
I was gonna say, was the cat at the wedding? Was it the cat's wedding?
I think
the cat get married?
I think the cat would be the ring bearer in this situation.
That's so good.
Because this cat is clearly smart enough to do human things. I think it could.
One of my friends has been talking. She got really into this idea last summer. She had this brilliant idea that when she gets married, she wants the ring bearer at her wedding to be a small child in a bear costume. I
think Demon Cat, if we can get it off the ground, would be a huge hit. I think instead of bear, not bear and kid costume, kid and bear costume.
Bear and kid costume, however.
Bear and kid, put a pin.
Have we ever seen a bear? I was going to say a bear in a human costume, but have we ever seen a bear in any kind of costume? I can't picture that. I don't think that's a thing I've ever seen.
I've seen bears in human clothes, I think. Unless I'm completely fabricating this in my mind's eye.
Not just human clothes, human costume.
Like wearing someone's skin?
I'm picturing, with a human face. There's a mask or something.
I don't think they make bear masks.
They make human masks that look like bears.
I don't think that's...
I'm just saying...
I don't think the bear economy...
this is a thing.
Okay.
I don't think this is a thing I've ever seen, and it's, bizarre. I can't fully picture it. Okay,
so
Demon Cat.
So Demon Cat ring bearer. I think, you get Mr. Roker down from New York. I think that's where he resides, and he comes in with his camera crew, and he says, "Show me this demon cat." And I think it was insatiable hunger was one of them.
Yes.
So the cat just starts picking stuff up and throwing it. I feel that's a good place for it. I would assume you would need to have a pretty good grasp on this cat's abilities. You would need to say, "Hey, cat, go eat every food in the fridge," or eat this entire ham. Like it'd be extreme strength. Hey cat, can you move my furniture, please?
Right.
Satanic wine. Hey cat, sing into this microphone real quick. Tendency for bullying. Hey cat, call Mr. Roker a mean name. And then flying. You gotta save the flying for last. I feel like that's the big.
Flying is the grand finale.
That's the big trick.
Pièce de resistance.
If this cat gets air, it's making news. Like that's all the other stuff. Okay, cool. I mean, the cat ate a whole ham.
You got a hungry cat. That's not news.
Sir, I believe you just. I think this is just a hungry cat. I don't think this is anything. I hope the flying actually just means like. I hope your friend Eve has just never seen a cat before and like is not used to seeing how cats jump and it's just like, oh.
Can I tell you about my friend Eve?
Sure.
So this girl, she knows cats. Has been her whole brand, was her whole brand for a very long time.
Cats.
Like it's literally since I met her. The first time I ever went to her house, the first time I met Eve, she took me into her basement where she had constructed a entire like cardboard box tunnel system for her cats to play in. But we could also fit in them because we were tiny, and we sat down there in this like cat kingdom that she had created and ate homemade peanut butter balls. She knows cats.
Okay, so we're ruling out the fact that your friend just might not know what a cat does. Because like if I picture someone who's never seen a cat before and they see this dude jumping around, yelling really loud. Right. I mean, extreme strength relative to what?
Can I give you my opinion on what to do with the demon cat?
Yeah, go for it.
I feel like after you get Al Roker down there, this is on... Who does he work for? The Today Show?
That's the Today Show, I believe.
The Today Show. The cat's on the Today Show. You get your money.
Get the cat on Ellen.
Oh, yeah. Ellen would totally have a demon cat on her show, right? Anyways.
That's after the Today Show.
This is after all of the press, all the media.
The media circuit you've run with your
Are
cat.
there... Okay, hang on. I was going to say, get the cat to an exorcism. And then my next question was, can priests do exorcisms on cats? And now my question is, are there cat priests?
Well, I think that's like killing the golden goose. I think you've hit a gold mine with your demon cat. I think this is a huge marketing opportunity.
But I'm thinking about the well-being of the cat.
The cat's probably fine. It's eating. It's hungry. It's flying around. Bro, if I was a cat and I saw another cat flying by, I'd be pissed. Actually, I'm at the cat park because that's a thing in this world. Now that Demon Cat has struck it big, all these people are out here with their cats. And this cat, let me paint you a picture. I'm a cat.
I'm listening.
I'm a cat. I'm minding my business. I'm walking around, doing cat stuff, sniffing. I think cat sniffing.
Cats sniff. Cats like to sniff shoes, I feel like.
I'm sniffing some shoes, and I see a shadow over me. I look up. I see a flying cat. And just acting like it's no big deal. I'm gonna be mad. I'm on the ground, looking like a total chump.
I feel like the cat might be... I would be a little freaked out if I just started flying against my own will.
Well, okay. Eve did not say the cat was possessed. She believes her cat is just a straight up demon. Therefore, exercising the cat would just kill the cat.
Yeah. Oh, you're totally right.
So I think just leave the cat.
I wasn't even thinking about that. Why did I brought up exorcism. No, there's not a demon inside the cat. This cat just is the demon. Okay. Yeah, in which case, your advice, 100%, go for it.
All right,
that's
Eve,
what we're rolling with.
So to cap off this question, I think start training your demon cat and find the phone number of one Al Roker.
Right.
So our next our next thing I want to bring up. This is something really important to me. The Uncrustable sandwich is a delicacy provided to us. I forget what company makes them.
Smuckers.
Smuckers. It's a Smuckers
The
delicacy.
good men at Smuckers. And women.
Mr. Smuckers.
It could... do you know his name is Mr. Smuckers? I literally just said the good men and women at Smuckers.
I'm assuming it's like a Willy Wonka situation. He's there. He puts a little bit of love into every Uncrustable. He personally wraps them up in the little plastic.
It's just one guy?
He just makes... He's really fast.
Okay.
So Mr. Smucker, he intended them to be in
Wait, hang on.
Yeah?
I'm inferring from the word Smuckers that there is such a verb as smuck.
To smuck?
To smuck.
So I'm assuming...
Smuckers are people who smuck.
So...
That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to put that information out there into the world. Continue.
So Mr. Smuckers, he makes them by hand. He gets the bread. He makes the bread. He makes the peanut butter. He makes the jelly. He's making these all out of his house, right? And he gets the plastic wrap and he by hand does a little fold and seals it. And he writes by hand very carefully, "Thaw before eating." Now you, Teresa Ella Helms, just eat them frozen,
It's true.
like a heathen.
I will not deny this.
You take them out.
I disagree with that last statement. No, okay, hang on. That is incorrect. I don't just take them out and chomp down on them. Can I explain my process?
I would just hold up. So the way this came about is I was sick at home one day, as I tend to be. And
as previously established, Kyle is usually sick.
I am talking to Teresa because I am bored and I'm waiting for my Uncrustable to thaw. So I send a photo saying, "I'm hungry, but I'm waiting." And she says, "You fool." I remember the exact wording. "You fool, eat it right now." And I'm appalled by this. I say I would never go against the word of Mr. Smucker. He intended these to be eaten in a certain way. Does it say that on the
package?
It does. It says wait is 30 minutes to an hour before eating.
I feel like that's overbearing. But what? Continue. Keep telling your story.
This is Mr. Smucker.
Keep telling your story, buddy. Keep telling your story.
Mr. Smucker has handcrafted these beautiful little pockets of peanut butter and jelly. And you have the audacity.
So we can get to the point, and I can make my argument.
You have the audacity to call him overbearing. He spent years perfecting this. He knows exactly how 30 minutes to an hour is the perfect range to eat it. I usually wait a crisp 45 minutes. Teresa eats Teresa eats it straight out the bag. That's the end of the story. It's just that you called me a fool for waiting 45 minutes before eating it.
Can I tell you about can I give my Uncrustables opinions?
I will completely disregard it, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. This is my ideal Uncrustable experience. All right. It's probably mid-August.
Okay.
It's hot outside. It's the end of a long day playing outside, right? I go inside, go to my freezer, pull out an Uncrustable. Strawberry, I like the strawberry ones.
The strawberry ones are
Grape
superior.
jelly is gross.
Well, let's not go too far here.
Okay.
Keep it moving.
That's an argument for a different time. I got my frozen strawberry Uncrustable.
Okay.
I take it back outside with me. I open the packaging, but I don't take it out of the packaging immediately. I open the packaging so that the little ice crystals that form on the bread melt. The bread thaws slightly. just enough so that it's no longer icy and wet, because nobody wants a wet Uncrustable. The inside, however, is still frozen. Again, this is after a little bit, so it's not totally frozen. It's biteable. You can bite into it, but this is a cold, firm Uncrustable.
So you say biteable. Most things are in fact biteable.
Comfortably biteable.
I feel like that's subjective, because again,
That's what I like. I like a not icy, still frozen Uncrustable.
okay, but when
That
I
is
had
my ideal Uncrustable temperature. I will not move on this. I do enjoy a thawed Uncrustable, not as much as a frozen one.
and
Thank
yet
you for coming to my TED Talk.
and yet when I send you a photo saying I'm waiting for this to thaw, you say, "You fool, eat it now."
Because it's better. You were
It was
impatient. You wanted to eat that Uncrustable.
impatient. I was literally waiting. You were impatient for me.
I was on your behalf. Okay, here's the thing. Why would you wait and enjoy a thawed out? The only good reason to eat a room temperature Uncrustable is if it's already room temperature. If it was never in the freezer and you were just eating it now, you had no other options.
Teresa, I hate to say it. I think you're on the wrong side of history here. But someone who is equally wrong is previously mentioned Asan Secondary, who has
Asan's opinions on this are garbage.
he has admitted to heating up a toaster oven and throwing a little. He said he does it for a regular PB&J too, which I think sounds fine, but I think putting a Uncrustable in a toaster oven defeats the purpose of an Uncrustable, of being a grab and go snack.
That's not the issue that I have. I just think that a warm Uncrustable doesn't sound good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think a regular PB&J with, I think a warm peanut butter banana would be the optimal. But I think warm jelly in general sounds a little strange.
Right.
But the Uncrustable, for me, my ideal Uncrustable, it's 750 roughly. I finished editing my video of the day, and it's in class. I'm hungry. I didn't eat breakfast. I reach into my backpack. There's a perfectly thawed Uncrustable. I took it out around 6:55. It's been about 45 minutes to 55 minutes. I can't count. I pop that sucker open, throw it in my mouth. I'm good. I'm good for the time being until lunch. But the concept of both eating it frozen and eating it warm are equally terrible to me. I don't think one is worse than the other.
I've made my case on the frozen Uncrustable. I want to keep talking about how bad Asan's opinion on this is. Here's my question. When he says he puts them, I don't know how toaster ovens work.
It's just it's like a small oven.
Does it? Okay, so if you were to put a piece of bread in a toaster oven, would it toast it? Would it get crispy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you being swayed?
That's not what I was picturing.
Were you just picturing a microwave?
Yeah.
I've never owned a toaster oven, but I think it's in the name, toaster oven, that it's just kind of
Okay, but I don't know. I was picturing him just warming it up, and it would just be a soft,
No, that's why I said
warm Uncrustable. That sounds disgusting to me. Toasted, still not great, but better than just warm. Okay, I will give him this. I feel like I have been. I feel like I'm slightly less appalled
now that you know what a toaster oven is.
now that I understand how toaster ovens work.
I think
Still bad, for the record. Asan Secondary, if you're listening, you're still wrong.
I think you both are equally wrong. I think you eat them as the good Lord Mr. Smucker intended.
Have you ever eaten a frozen Uncrustable?
Yeah, I took a bite when you told me to, and it was bad. I don't want a cold peanut butter disc. I want a nice, like, refreshing
No.
room temperature PB&J. Maybe a little bit
Then just
cooler.
make a PB&J.
I tend to be in a classroom when I'm eating. Like, I'm not just sitting around saying, you know what would be a good meal right
Make
now?
it the night before.
That is so much more effort than reaching into the freezer to my box that is set to look like a picnic blanket. You reach in.
They do have a lovely design. Let's just
Exactly.
take a moment to appreciate the Smucker's Company.
Mr. Smucker knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for years. I do think the off-brand version has a better name, a Jam Witch. I think that's just a better
That
name.
is catchier.
Uh,
Uncrustables,
it's a
I
lot.
feel like, is misleading.
It's four syllables. That's a lot to say, I feel. I'm a
Yeah.
simple man. I say 1 to 2 syllable words at the most.
Anything above that, just nope, delete it.
Yeah, no thank you. And I do agree. I do think Uncrustables feature a little bit of crust. I think, like, there is crust, like the little seam that is crust, is it not?
No, that's not crust.
It's harder bread.
No, it's the main part of the bread just condensed. The crust is the part on the outside of the loaf of bread that is crispy. No, it's just the bread but congealed so that it's slightly harder. It didn't bake that way.
I don't know, Teresa.
No, that's not a crust.
I think you're on the wrong side of history once again here.
No.
That being said,
No.
I would be incredibly open to any kind of sponsorship from Uncrustables.
Hey friends, important poll. Please let us know, do you think Uncrustables have crusts?
Yes, they do.
So,
I'll field
I
that
wasn't
one.
talking-
I'll field that one for anyone at home. Yes, they do. That
They
being
don't.
said, though, Mr. Smuckers, please be in contact. I will gladly do anything to receive unlimited Uncrustables.
That's kind of all I want, I think.
You don't deserve them. You do not deserve unlimited Uncrustables. You've played with fire.
I don't think you get to make that call, Kyle.
I'll call up Mr. Smucker and say, just send him to me. Don't send him to Teresa. Just send him to me. Kyle Wall. So our next question actually comes from someone we mentioned earlier, Ms. Abigail Marchione, my music teacher, your homeschool accomplice, I guess would be the word I would use.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Because once again, you do not go to my school. You do not.
I do not go to your school.
But I once again was fielding for questions, and Marchione is the music teacher, and she also has a hand in deciding the musicals at my school, the Northern Lebanon High School. And she asks, what is next year's musical? Obviously, I'm the authority here. I'd say I've been around the block. I've been in 4 musicals at this point.
You have been at Northern Lebanon High School literally twice as long as Marchione has.
That's true, and I have seniority over her and the rest of the directors. So
You are, what's your official title? The CEO of the drama club?
the CEO of the drama club, self-appointed. I saw a need and I filled it. There was a bit of a power void, and I think I successfully filled that. So as CEO of the drama club, I am pleased to announce next year's musical, based on the hit children's book by Mo Williams, Naked Mole Rat Gets Dressed, The Rock Experience. Ms. Marchione brought this show to my attention last year, and I think it's been on my radar ever since. I've looked into it. I have the song list here, if you wouldn't mind reading that list for me, Teresa.
I would love to read that list.
So let me give a bit of a synopsis first. Naked Mole Rat Gets Dressed, without giving away too many important details, is about a mole rat who is naked and lives in a society of other naked mole rats, where clothes, you don't wear them because it's kind of in your name. So one day, I believe a hat falls onto his head, if I'm remembering the synopsis that I briefly read while looking for this song list. A hat falls onto his head, and he decides maybe it's time for a bit of a change. And there's 6 people in the cast, I believe. They're all unnamed. It's just Mole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So perfect for a high school production, I think.
Ideal. Really.
So can you read me the list of songs real quick?
It would be my absolute pleasure. The opening number is titled Naked Rules.
With an exclamation point.
With an exclamation point. Then we have Time to Get Dressed. Scandal. Also with an exclamation point.
Yeah.
Hats and More.
That is my personal favorite. I just feel like that I'd love to hear Hats and More performed by the kids at the Northern Lebanon High School.
All right, next up we got Grand Power Jam.
This one just intrigues me.
There's a hyphen in between each of those words. Grand hyphen power hyphen jam.
This one just intrigues me. Because from what I know of Naked Mole Rat, no recording of the entire show exists online from what I can find. But
not that we can tell. We've done extensive research on this.
I've had so many people look into this. But the Grand Power Jam, it's the exact middle point of the show. You can't just name a song Grand Power Jam and not expect some questions. Please continue.
Proclamation. Should I get dressed? Question mark. Why not? Question mark.
That is a separate song. That is the song following Should I Get Dressed. It's just
2 questions in a row.
Yeah.
It's a very, there's that point in the show, there's just a lot of questioning going on. Mole Rat Fashion Show. And the final number, the finale. New Naked Rules. Here's how I imagine the 2 songs with Naked Rules. I infer that the first one is Naked Rules, like naked is great, it rules, exclamation point. And that the last one is New Naked Rules, as in now there are rules about being naked.
I think you might be right. I think it's a play on words. I think the people over at the Naked Mole Rat Rock Experience, I think they're
had
clever.
Written the Naked Mole Rat Gets Dressed the Rock Experience, that is what I would have done.
If anyone knows of a full recording of the show online, please, dear God, send it to me. I need to watch it. There was a performance where I was legitimately thinking going to it, but it got canceled due to coronavirus. I need to see it. I need to see it so bad. It is all I want on this earth.
I have never wanted to see any particular show more.
I just feel like there's so much potential in Naked Mole Rat Gets Dressed the Rock Experience.
It sounds like it could go so many different ways.
I always accidentally refer to it as Naked Mole Rat Puts on Clothes, which I think is a superior title personally.
Puts on Clothes is the first of all, the phrase "get dressed" is just a weird phrase. Just say puts on clothes. I think to the point.
I think my issue is there is so little media coverage on Naked Mole Rat Gets Dressed, hereby referred to as Naked Mole Rat Puts on Clothes. Teresa and I, before hitting record, spent at least 5 minutes just looking for a song list. Like, we could not find the track list anywhere. It is sold as a vinyl record at Barnes & Noble, and you still cannot find a track list for this album. Like, we had to dig on a site and click on a little sidebar that had another sidebar that said, like, songs on it.
It was a little ridiculous. I don't understand why, there are people putting on productions of this show. There are people behind creating the show. Why are they not giving it as much attention as possible? If I had any kind of authority over Naked Mole Rat Gets Dressed the Rock Experience, I would be doing whatever I could to make this the next hit, the next big thing. Why aren't we talking about this?
The fake news media is trying to keep Naked Mole Rat Gets Dressed the Rock Experience from us, and frankly, I'm sick of it. I think Mr. Roker in his ivory tower needs to come down here and explain himself and why he is not frequently covering Naked Morat Gets Dressed, the Rock Experience.
I think it's really my main goal in life now is to either be in or direct a production of Naked Morat Gets Dressed, the Rock Experience. Obviously, I could do it. It would just be finding the time and the place.
Before, so after the school got closed, but before we weren't allowed to have any gatherings at all, I proposed to Marcion. I was like, listen, we're going to have 2+ weeks of this. And I'm going to be sitting around doing nothing for all of it. Please let me direct a show using the school's materials and assets of Naked Morat Gets Dressed. And she wasn't opposed. But then we got banned from having meetings and more. Wait, there's only 6 people in the show.
There's only 6 people in the show. 6 people plus you directing.
Well, I'm going to be starring and directing, obviously.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, here, I have a question.
I'll be mole rat number 1.
I have a question.
Yes.
In this hypothetical, hopefully soon reality, in which you direct Naked Mole Rat.
Yes.
What's your ideal cast? What's your, if you could pick anybody to be in this production, this quarantine production of Naked Mole Rat?
So,
who's it gonna be?
In a perfect world, I think Ryan Reynolds as Mole Rat number 1. Huge.
Funny guy.
From what I can tell, none of the rats, because they're not named again from what I could see, so none of them have gender, so anyone can play any rat. So I think just Britney Spears making a huge comeback lately with all the good stuff she's been saying on Twitter.
Honestly.
So I'll give her Mole Rat number 2. I think she's earned it. She can sing. It's a musical. She can sing.
Right. Can Ryan Reynolds sing? Doesn't matter.
I mean, he's a talented man. I think Ms. Marcion, Ms. Abigail Marcion, I think she should be Mole Rat number 3 alongside these 2 very famous people. Is just someone only we know. And then I think Mole Rat number 4 should be played by Joe Pesci.
Okay.
I do not know any of these characters' personalities at all. I only know their names or lack thereof.
You just gotta trust the Mole Rat vibes. They will lead you to the right people.
I think Sacha Baron Cohen of Borat fame would be a great Mole Rat number 5. Just edit the script, throw a couple My Wife in there somewhere, as one tends to do. And then I think cap off strong. Maybe get Ashley Tisdale in there for Mole Rat number 6. She posted a little TikTok the other day. I've heard she kind of sucks to work with. No idea.
I've never worked with her.
I've never worked with Ashley Tisdale, as one might assume. But I think that, you know what? Maybe swap out. If Ashley Tisdale can't make it. No, you know what? If Joe Pesci can't make it, Danny DeVito would be a great Mole Rat, I feel.
I would go straight for Danny DeVito.
Not Joe Pesci? Cut Joe Pesci?
Yeah, I'd cut Joe.
Joe Pesci, he tried to do a rap career at one point. Have you ever heard Joe Pesci's unironic rap song?
No.
I'll have to link this to you after we're done. Joe Pesci did an unironic rap song and like a rap video for it. I think in the 90s when like rap was really starting to hit it big. He tried to have a rap career. And I love the idea.
I mean, I respect that.
Put him up there with the greats. You got Snoop Dogg. You got Tupac. You got Biggie Smalls. You got Joe Pesci. You got Dr. Dre. I think
you gotta if you're into something, you gotta try your hand at it and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, then you stop. And apparently it didn't work, so he stopped. I feel like that's reasonable.
Well, I don't think he should have stopped, is what I'm getting at. I think he should have stuck with it.
Okay.
There's no crying in rap music. You can't just quit.
So now that we have made that big announcement. Next year's musical, Naked Mole Rat. Start preparing. Start
Ms. Marchione, I
now.
will call you after this. We'll start working out logistics of Naked Mole Rat. After you listen to this, actually no, you call me. You shoot me
Call
a call.
us.
Yeah. Well. All right, next question.
Now that we have announced the musical, everybody start preparing your auditions for Naked Mole Rat.
I think that might cap us off for our inaugural episode of None of Your Bees Cast. If anyone here listening, if you've made it to the end of this hour and 30-minute long recording, that it will hopefully be a lot shorter. If you want to send us any kind of questions, our Instagram is at noneofyourbeescast, and our Gmail is noneofyourbeescast@gmail.com. They're both in the description of this video. I should probably make a Twitter, huh? I might make a Twitter after this.
You can do that. I will not engage with it.
You're just not gonna mess with the Twitter?
First of all, I don't have Twitter. The only time that I look at Twitter is when I look at the show notes from Hank and Catherine Green's Twitter-centric podcast, which is a much better podcast than this. Please stop listening to us. Go listen to Delete This with Hank and Catherine Green. And I only go there to look at the cute dog videos. That's all I care about on Twitter.
I'm probably just going to make a Twitter just to post when we make things.
Sounds good.
So, thank you so much for listening.
Our sincerest thanks.
I have one last question here.
Our last question from our good friend, our dear friend Mackenzie.
That just says, what is Anne B? I think that's just going to wrap us up. Thanks again for listening. I'm Kyle Wall.
I'm Teresa Holmes.
Let's do that a little faster.
Okay.
I'm Kyle Wall.
I'm Teresa Holmes.
Little fast.
Oh my gosh.
I'm Kyle Wall.
I'm Teresa Holmes.
Thank you so much for listening.
We love you.
Well,
I love
we'll
you.
See.
Kyle doesn't have emotions.
Thank you for listening.